they don't like really take any precautions.
And this is ordinary life is the same, like apart from the court, like other outside the court for life, general life is the same. So masks on the streets, or do we have
I
any?
feel here it's just normal life apart from the masks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like the team is considered to be a professional team, so all my players have taken the vaccine already.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so all my players from the under-20s, from the first team, all the staff members, they all have taken the vaccine. I haven't taken because they only offer the Chinese vaccine here, and because I plan to go to Australia during holidays, I'm waiting for another vaccine.
I get it. Well, and then how are things in Australia right now? Do you know anything you can describe a few things? I know you were there for 7 months, and then I remember when we talked the last time we had a live together. You were in Australia. I had a pleasure to talk to you, and we were like almost 2 hours in one live conversation.
Yeah.
It was very good to understand a little bit about Australia. Once we have that chance again in another program, could you give us a difference, a cultural difference? I know you talk a little bit, you said it's very different, but can you just to our audience explain a little bit how is Australia and how is Dubai right now?
As in futsal or COVID related?
No, futsal.
In which regard?
Sorry, futsal.
Futsal. Yeah, futsal Australia, I see more as a social sport. You know, there is some top players get paid in the state league. There is no national league in Australia. There is a national cup. So they don't play week in, week out for the league, but they play in the state week in, week out. Some top players get paid, but most of the players don't get paid. So it's still very social. The teams train once a week. Some teams train twice a week. Some teams don't train. I'm talking about the first division in the state, which is called Series Futsal Victoria in Victoria. And the same in the other states. The teams train maximum 2 times a week. In the other states, I don't think anyone get paid. I think only players get paid in Victoria. But then on this side here, but in Australia, they start playing futsal when they're young. So they have the basics very well. And I believe that individually, the players in Australia, they're probably better. But then I come to this side here, they don't start playing when they're young. They start playing when they're 16, 15, in the under 20s already. But they get everything they need. For example, in my team, we have the head coach, you have an assistant coach, you have goalkeeper coach, physiotherapist, fitness trainer. We have 5 staff members just for the team. And they train 5 days a week. And they get like meals after the training, you know. So the development is just super much faster than in Australia. They have the talent and they get everything they need to improve. But then they demand the results as well, because we were giving everything we need. They also demand that we win and we do well in the tournament. So here it's not as enjoyable as in Australia, but career-wise, it's really good.
Oh, that's nice to hear. You have the pressure, like all competitive level is asking. You have that pressure to win games because that's the way they understand the game. So you were hired to do your best.
But also, you have to keep in mind, because they can afford to bring anyone. If you're not doing the job, they're going to bring someone to replace you.
For sure.
So
no,
it's forget that thing that futsal it's enjoyable, you know. Futsal it's a job. It's not meant to have fun here. You have fun if you're able to have fun under pressure.
Oh yeah, no, come on. We were talking about a different level of competitiveness. You know,
correct.
We have a lot of competition there. It's like I think it would be the same if you were working in Spain or Brazil, or same pressure. If I'm not wrong, if you are at a high level there, like U20 in Brazil, I remember talking to one coach in Brazil. We used to work together. They won the World Cup, U20 World Cup. And then he told me, Alvaro, the following day, I thought the guys would say, hey, congratulations. Let's go. Thank you for that. That was the first one. And then the first title. And then the next day was, okay, we won. This is history. Let's focus on the next one.
Yeah.
To win the next one. And then the next one and the next one. There's no pressure. It's pressure all the time.
Yeah, I think both are enjoyable. Like now that I'm here, I mean, I miss when I was a bit more social, but when I was social, I wanted to be more professional. It's those things that if you're having one, you're gonna miss the other one, you know. That's how it
that's
is.
part of life. Come on, you're enjoying your time in a competitive level, which is, I'm very happy for you. And I heard something that you were runner up in the U20. Is that right? Is that about right?
Yeah, correct. So in the first team, the seniors team, we won the cup, the start of season cup, which is it's really big. It's called Emirates Cup. The season, we're up to the playoffs now. We finished second during the season, but now it's playoffs. Doesn't matter where you finish. We were first most of the season, and then in the under 20s we finished runners up, which is the same result that they had last year.
Okay, which is a good result.
Oh, I think it's unbelievable. I'm stoked about it.
That's good. Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I'm happy for you. Andrea.
Yeah, no, okay. So, Andre, can you actually tell us a little bit about the league that you're playing in?
Yeah, so here, just for you to imagine, the senior team here, the senior league, there's only one division of 10 teams.
Okay.
These teams, every team is linked to a soccer club here. So the clubs here, they're super clubs, I call. I go to Al Nassr. It's a massive, just imagine a massive sports place there. There is basketball, there is volleyball, there is handball, and everything's Al Nassr, everything's part of the club. So we go inside, it's the stadium there, and then you have the futsal stadium, which is together with basketball, handball, volleyball. But yeah, I think that's awesome because we're friends with the guys from volleyball. We're friends with there's Brazilians in the volleyball team. We're all mates. We go to the gym at the same time, so it's cool. I mean, the other clubs are the same. So all these other 10 clubs, they're all part of a soccer club. And these clubs, basically, they're owned by a sheikh here. So, for example, Al Nassr is owned by not the sheikh, but by the sheikh's cousin, if I'm not wrong. I could be wrong. And then Shabab, which is one of the biggest clubs here, is owned by another sheikh. And so every sheikh pretty much owns one of these clubs. And through their business that they own, their business sponsors the club. So they get the money through that, But for example, the sheikh offers prize money. If you win the tournament, you get prize money from the sheikh. Or it's like their hobby. They just enjoy having those teams.
Wow,
that's good.
And then
Andrew, please go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. So then, okay, no, I was gonna say. So where do the players go? So if you're training a U20 team, so what's their next step? Like, do they just keep playing professionally, or do some of them have aspirations to go to play football in Europe, or what are they thinking?
No, usually the futsal players, because they play football all their lives, they want to become football players, soccer players. Okay. But when they can't make it soccer, they come back to futsal. So I get pretty much I'm getting the players that they didn't make it soccer, but they're still really good players.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then so when they come to me, they want to stay at futsal now. There's not much time to go back to soccer.
Is there any connection, Andrea, with your players, your professional players, even U20, with clubs all around the world, like for sending players, or not selling players, but negotiating players with other clubs in the world, especially Europe?
Well, our players, unfortunately, they not, because there's a rule here that you're allowed to have 3 international players for the first team, but these 3 players must be under 20s.
Okay.
So this year we brought 2 players from Corinthians and 1 player from Magnus.
Okay.
So they were top players. They were one of the best in the state of São Paulo.
Mm-hmm.
These players, they're not allowed to play for the under 20s yet. They're only allowed to play for the first team. So in the under 20s, it's only local players and players that I'm not allowed to have any international players in the under 20s, only local.
Mm-hmm.
And these local players, unfortunately, you can't. They don't have the experience to go to Europe or go anywhere else.
I see. But even so for all the players overall, it doesn't matter where they're coming from. Normally, a player that play for Al Nassr, the main team, the principal team, the adult team, will they have a chance to play in Europe? What's the level? I'm trying to compare the level, the futsal level in Dubai and Brazil or Europe.
I don't think there would be maybe a few players from the national team here would have a chance overseas.
Mm-hmm.
But the level, like let's say to go play in Spain is just too high. Maybe Spanish second division he would be able to, you know, Italy second division, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just it's just too hard.
I see. No, I get it. Just to
we see
understand where
we
are
see
in the world.
these three Brazilian players that were the best players in the under-20s, two from Corinthians, one from Magnus. They are probably a little bit better than the top local players here. So, and there's so many good players in Brazil to go play in Europe.
Mm-hmm. I see. No, I get it. I get it. Now, I was talking to someone that was working in Al Nassr a few years ago on the soccer program or football program, and they have the academies going down. Am I wrong? They have the academies for kids. Do you think down the road? Do you think down the road we are going to have that for futsal? Is there any plan for kids instead of start as a U20 player, but start as a U18 or any other program going down?
That was the first thing I came here. I said to my boss, I say, look, I'm more than happy to start some clinics for kids and we get them young and this. But he's saying, look, there's no tournament, so I'm not going to start it. And then next year, they're going to start under 23s league. So instead of going down, they went up.
They're going up because they're making one.
They want the players to know the players that they gone out of the age bracket, like say turn 21, and they still can't play for the first team. They make kind of a reserves league next year.
Okay.
So it's like they're not gonna do until the federation here starts under 17s league, for example. And then once the federation say we're going to start in 17s, they get the teams like this. But until then.
So basically, if I change the words, the clubs are waiting the local federation to start a tournament, a league, something for younger guys, so they are going to follow.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything that unless it's to win. So, for example, there is under 20s league. Okay, let's have a team try to win that league. There's under 23s. Let's have a team to win that league. But they're not gonna have anything until there's an under 17s league.
Okay.
It's just a different mentality, you know. That's the way they work here.
Okay. No, just for us to understand, because you explain Australia for us. Now we're understanding Dubai. Zico talked to us and explained a little bit about Belgium. So we are trying to go around the world to understand how futsal it's been developed in every in the world. So just for us to compare a little bit, but that's good. That's good information. And talking about your methodology, the videos that you're posting on YouTube and everything that you have been doing online, working with the group of players that have no experience in futsal or little experience in the game of futsal, but very good players, as you mentioned. How was your methodology and attaching and working with those players? How did that work?
So I was very lucky to have Rafa Fogageiro as the head coach here, because we have the exactly same methodology, and I think it was a bit of an accident, but not really, because we spoke before I came. But we are big believers of the analytical system. For example, you have the game situations where you try to teach kids through games and game situations that you make them think and all this. We also believe that that's important, but we believe that first you have to teach every aspect of the game analytically. Or I'll give you an example, okay? You want them to learn a certain movement, attacking movement. So first you break it down. Instead of using all four players, you start only between the two players, the same movement without defenders. So just let's say, okay, you pass there, move, shoot. And then you build it up a little bit more to having the four players, and it's still using that movement without defenders. Once and you give that a name as well. So for example, every movement we have a name. Mm-hmm. So I can even say to them, hey, do that movement. I say the name of the movement. Do this movement, do that movement. and pretty much I have a joystick that I'm saying to them how to do it.
Mhm.
It might not sound good, but that's the start. We're believers that the start you have to do this. But now you go to a point that after 6 months, I'm not doing this anymore because I don't have to do it. They learn that if this player passes the ball there, he must move there.
Mhm.
And he knows that he can only try one-on-one situations in that situation at that time of the attacking movement. So going back to the process is first you start with all defenders a certain movement, you give it a name, and then you added the defenders, but the defenders just passive, they're not active, so they're not trying to take the ball, they're just there to follow the players. And then you can create a game situation that they must use their movement, but with the defenders, and that's when they go to the game situation thing. So, for example, we have a game system. Before teaching the full game system, we had to break the game system into 10 attacking movements, and these 10 attacking movements all have names. Okay, so now they know that, for example, if the defender pass the ball and run to the parallel, makes a parallel run, which can be like a court, can be a block, can be a courting, as long as it goes to the same side of the ball, he knows that the next player knows if the player comes here, I must dribble the ball into the center. Another example, if the defender passes the ball to the winger and the defender comes back, which in Brazil we say volante, in Spanish as well, the defender goes back to control the game, like a center back. The winger, after pass to the center back, it must run to the center. So we created rules, but before we do that, we broke it down into 10 attacking movements. We taught them all these attacking movements with names. We made them memorize the movements for them now to have the database in their heads to be able to play without us telling them what to do. But again, that's because they didn't grow up playing futsal. So I'm not saying that this is the right way. And trust me, I never really agreed with the way that we're working here right now. But that's the way that works here.
Andrea, let's make this clear. I'm not gonna we're not gonna talk about methodologies. We're not gonna start talking about that this or that, this should be better, that should be better. I'm just asking for you to explain what's the easiest way you guys decided to go to make a group of players that don't have experience to play futsal. And
Correct.
For me, it's working. If it's working, it's the right way to go, period.
Absolutely.
For
example,
I'm not gonna start,
at start of the season, I got players that they were good players, but they never played futsal.
Yeah.
So I had to break down the game. I had to go through every aspect of the game. For example, let's teach them the parallel. Okay, pass, run parallel. Pass, run parallel. Let's teach them 1-2s. Pass back, go to the other side, make a 1-2. Make a 1-2. Okay. And now they understood the dualities. Dualities movement between two players, They know all the dualities. So they know that if I pass the ball to the other side, there's a duality there. If duality doesn't work, bring the ball back and go back to the system. They learn. We had to break down the game.
Yeah, you were structuring the game
somewhere.
for them in one way that they're going to understand, and then later on, 6 months after, they're going to own the game, and then they're going to use that structure to play their game, which for me, that's perfect. The best system for me is the one that is working, and the way you were describing, it is working. So there's no right or wrong. I think methodology conversation is very important. Very important. I really like to jump into those, but there's no my way is right, your way is the best, or no. The best way is the one that works with the group of players you have ahead of you and the culture you are working with. So congratulations.
And that's why we say there's no a better coach. There's no better coach. Everyone is a coach. And I'm not saying that I'm better than you, and I can't say I'm better than you, and I can't say you're better than me. We are coaches and we have different methodologies. But I think that was important, like Marquinhos, the Brazilian national coach, came to UAE and he's coaching here in one of the clubs, Sharjah. And he's going through the same process. So he made videos on Instagram explaining how he's working. And he's trying to do the same thing because he couldn't come here and do what he loves. Marquinhos is known by games that challenge the players, right? Yeah. Games with different rules, with different marks on the court. But he realized that he needs to be analytical here. He needs to break down the game and build it from zero, you know?
Like, okay, so let me say this out on our show right now. Andrea, we had a futsal club here before COVID. We had the Brazilian Futsal Club here in Canada. We had a chance to travel to Brazil. And I am a huge fan of the game methodology. I like to read Scaglia, Santana, Marquinhos, all those guys from Brazil. And for sure, I like to work with games, and that's the way I work here, with soccer especially. But now, when we start the game of futsal here with our elite group, which is the level that you were describing here, I couldn't work the same methodology. So which methodology did I use? Analytical.
Yeah.
Down. Try to explain the players how to move on the court. So as soon as they understand that it's slightly different or a lot of different than soccer, they could own the game. And then that's where we were at that point. So it's no different. I think the culture here and in Dubai, they are pretty much the same in terms of futsal, like zero or starting or developing.
And it's important to say that it's important to say that we're working with elite. We're not working with academy for kids.
Mm-hmm.
If it's for kids, I'm a big supporter to be as fun as possible, playing games and enjoying. Yeah. But unfortunately, we're gonna be asked for results here. So I can't come here and play games and not win games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, agreed. Our group, we were ready to go to Brazil to play a tournament down there that year. So we had like one session a week, and in 2 months we should go to Brazil. So how are we gonna do that in 1 month? Well, I mean, in 2 months.
Best of luck.
That's what we did. Anyway, so it's nice. I really enjoy this sort of methodologies conversation. It's like that's what drives me here. Thinking on Dubai right now, what are the main competitions for the men's team and the adult team and the U20? What do you guys play? The cup and what else? And if you win the cup, where do you go? It's like if you win the national, what's happened? What's the structure?
Yeah, so here there are 2 cups before the season starts, which the season starts with the Emirates Cup. It's a pre-season cup, but it's already important. You get prize money and everything. And then after that, there is the H.E.R. Cup. So they are 2 big cups. Then you play the league with 10 teams. So all these 10 teams play every cup. We've played the same teams here so many times already. It's just, yeah. But and now after the season just finished now. We finished second, but now goes to playoffs. Before the playoffs, they play the President's Cup. So there are 3 cups here. After the President's Cup, we're gonna go back to the playoffs, which the league is the most important thing. But in order of cups, the President's Cup, the one we play right now, is the most important, and then the other 2, and then the league is the most important. And the winner of the league goes to the AFC, the Asian Championships. But I have a feeling that they care more about winning the league here than actually going to the AFC.
Because it's local.
I'm not sure. I think they know that it's going to be hard, the AFC, and every time they go there, they never made finals or anything. So yeah, I think I have a feeling that they just want to be. They say that they're champions of UAE. You know, they want to tell their mates, "Look, I'm champions of UAE." They all have a second job here.
I see. I get it. I get it. So let me see if I understood. So we have 3 cups. Everybody plays the 3 cups. There's no you have to qualify for those cups. So you play, and everyone
plays the 3 cups. Yeah.
Plus the league. So you have like 4 competitions throughout the year. You play all. If you win the league, you go to the continental.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. So there are a lot of things here.
That's good. That's good. Andrea, do you have a?
Okay, so I kind of have an odd question. What language are you talking in? Are you talking in English or like how is?
Yeah, I speak to them in English, but I have already learned some keywords in Arabic just to make it be easier. Yeah. Like out and defend, come back, you know, like let's go. We say yalla all the time. Yalla, yalla, yalla. Okay. So just some some main things that just to make it easier. But everyone speaks English here. The English is not the best, but yeah, we're getting through it.
Yeah, that's cool. Nice.
And then down the road, Andrea, for example, you work for Al Nassr U20. Is there any program or any project for you guys to travel around the world to make some clinics or play some tournaments? For example, come on, you play for Pulo.
Yeah.
You have connections there. So is there any chance that you guys are going or receiving some teams from Brazil? Is that a possibility?
Everything is possible here. We just have to convince the director that it's worth doing. You
know?
Okay.
For example, we got invited to do the Copa Mundo de Futsal, which is in Foz do Iguaçu.
Mm-hmm.
So they invited us. But the thing is, the director knows that if we take the under-20s here, we're gonna get smashed there.
Mm-hmm.
So like he thinks, what's the point of going there, getting smashed, and for what? You know, like they know we're not gonna win. So in their eyes, it's like if the club sees the results being not good, it's not worth going there. Mm-hmm. It's everything's possible.
But could you sell that not as a competition, but as a learning process? Not playing the competition, like going to Brazil. We're talking Brazil, going to Brazil, and then have a clinic with, for example, Magnus or Corinthians, the top teams there working together, playing together, so everybody can have a sense. Or is that possible? Or
I have offer, I have actually tried that, and the response I had was, we'll see. They say here in Arabic, they say inshallah is like let's. They say hope so, you know, inshallah in Arabic. So we'll see, and then. But they think, what's the point of training with Magnus with their coaches? If their coaches are better than you, I'll bring the coaches. You know,
I knew you would go there. Now, that's
very
not
tricky.
The case. No. The case is learning from the players, like playing with other players, playing a different level, because you're bringing 3 top players. But anyway, I get what you say.
Yeah, we have 5 international players here. We have only 3 goes to the game, so we have 5. And 5 of the best from Corinthians and Magnus. One idea that we had for the preseason, but because of COVID didn't work, was to bring 5 top old players to come do the preseason here with us. So I don't know if you remember, we're going to bring here Indio futsal player. He's retired now. Mm-hmm. We're going to bring, I think, Neto. We're going to bring like 5 top former Brazilian players to do the preseason here with us.
Okay.
So that's more the path that they would go to. Bring the players here instead of us going there.
I see. Well, it's a different perspective, but it's a good one.
Oh, I just got a cramp. Hold on.
Oh my God.
Live on TV.
Wow, that is our first cramp. Oh my God. That is our first cramp ever. Amazing. Oh my God.
Relax. Come on.
Oh my God.
Relax.
Okay, so actually on cramping, I want to ask a question. Are you feeling a lot of pressure?
No, because we're lucky to have the results that we needed, you know. But for example, after 3 months of the start of the season, I saw 3 coaches losing their jobs here.
Okay.
So I saw one coach losing his job in the Emirates Cup, a Brazilian coach, and a very good coach in my opinion. I saw him losing his job. So we saw that happening. We saw other coaches losing their jobs, and we're just thinking, we're just glad that we're doing a good job. And yeah, I think we felt the pressure, but the results backed up our job here.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it was interesting because it was a big move to come here. And then after a couple months, I saw coach losing his job. I said, shit, I might just have to go back to Australia soon.
Yeah.
If anything happens, but everything worked out well.
Okay, that's good.
Well, but if you don't give it a try, if you don't go the way you did, you're not gonna, we're gonna be on the same spot. So I think we make movements, we make decisions in our life. You went to Australia once.
Yeah.
Like I came to Canada, and then it's working, and then now you are in another stage. So we need to challenge ourselves, and that's why I say all the time, congrats, you're doing a great job, and that's it. I'm
it's a big step, like I don't know how many years I'll be doing this. If it's a 1 year or 2 years, my goal is to everything I'm learning, take it back to Australia one day. That's my ultimate goal.
That's good.
That's cool.
Changing again the topics. How is your channel, your YouTube channel? What I know you were posting a lot of stuff when you were living in Australia. You were still posting. How is that in your schedule right now? How is you doing? And talk about your channel. I know we have our audience. Some guys might not know. So come on, talk about your YouTube channel right now.
I think social media nowadays it's a must. Like you cannot have it. You cannot not promote your job, what you do. I think I'm definitely here because of the social media. Like if it was not for social media, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have this opportunity, because I see them bringing H.E.R, the Brazilian national coach, and I'm here. Like the same position as him. Oh, of course, I'm the assistant coach of Rafa, but why Rafa chose me over so many amazing coaches in Brazil? Because he saw me on social media, and that's very clear for me. So social media promotes my job, and my job backs up social media. Like I need to perform, I need to do well, but I promote that through my social media. So I had that very clear in my mind since I was playing when I was 19 years old. Everything I did, I recorded. I have a database of all my goals, like per year, like 2008, all my goals from 2008, 2009. I have everything on a hard drive. And I knew that I was going to need that one day, and I needed it. But my idea was when I went to Australia, there was no futsal there 10 years ago. Futsal was pretty much basic. There were a few kids playing, but not much. I say, I'm going to record it, I'm going to promote it, try to promote a futsal through me. And that's how it started. And I think people recognize that what I did in Australia and offer me the job here. But it's a daily job. Like every day I work at least 2 hours on social media, and I see that as part of my job. Like I work for NASA 8 hours a day, let's say, some days more, some days less, but I have to do 2 hours of work when I get home on social media, or before work or after work. I have to do it, and that's what got me here.
It's in your schedule. It's your job, daily routine, I would say.
But you learn tricks, like for example, I schedule posts on my Instagram. I schedule posts weekly, so I'm not every day on Instagram. One day of the week I schedule posts for the whole week. I aim to post 2 YouTube videos a week, so every week I must put up 2 videos, and it's growing. Like I saw today was 17,500 subscribers on YouTube, and during the pandemic I had 7,000 when the pandemic started.
Oh wow.
So I look at that, yes, I say, shit, it's really growing. Like I saw now it's 1,200 subscribers a month I get at the moment. So I'm trying to just keep on going and see where they get to.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so you are super, super, super active on social media then. So what advice would you give young futsal players? Because, who are on social media? Because I see some of the stuff and I'm like, what are you posting? Like that doesn't really help your career, what you're posting.
Yeah, it's like it's different. At one stage I was posting my goals and a good pass, a good dribble. And I realized that like, unless you're someone super famous, people won't they won't care what you're doing, People they want to get something from you. They want to improve. They want to get better. And that's when I realized that, okay, I score an amazing goal, but I have to teach them how to score the amazing goal, not just post that goal. They want to get something from you. And that's the whole idea was, okay, I'm going to post a goal, but I have to show them also how to score that goal. Or people didn't know anything about tactics in Australia. So I said, okay, so now I'm going to start making videos about futsal tactics and not just on the tactical pad, but like how to do that. But here, like I've recorded every training session since I arrived here. So I have crazy amounts of footage recorded for the next, I don't know how many years,
Wow. And they have no problem with you doing that?
Well, I guess not. I didn't ask. I just I start posting some trainings up. My director likes everything I put up. So
Oh, sweet.
I think as long as we keep on winning, he'll be fine.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah. So my advice for people would be try to impact people in a positive way. You know, like so how can you just why people gonna follow you? Like you have to always think to yourself, why would someone follow you? And yeah, that's when I realized that people follow me because they want to learn, and that's what happened to me. You know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's not that they care about Andre Caro. It's just they follow me to learn. That's all.
They just follow you to learn. Oh my God, that's amazing.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Good. Okay, come on, Alvaro. You must have something.
Okay, no, I do have.
Okay, go.
What's the future, Andrea? For Andrea? I know you said that long run is come back to Australia and use all this stuff. My son is coming here and doing a party.
Does he play futsal?
He plays everything. He's all over the place. So long run is going back to Australia and take all this knowledge with you and keep developing the sports. But in between, what's Andre Caro's plan for the next seasons? And that's it.
The short season would be I have contracts until May here, which is the end of the season.
Okay.
Both Rafa and I, we are very close. Like we live in the same building. We talk every day. At the end of the season, we're going to discuss with the club what's going to happen for next season, or we're going to discuss with other clubs. We have to wait and see. I know that we're doing super well, so it's likely that at least our club will be happy to have us, and I'm sure that some other clubs would be more than happy to even offer us something bigger. I'm not sure. Rafa has also been contacted to be the Iranian national coach as well, Iranian national team coach. So there is that possibility, but money-wise, UAE is much better than Iran. Yeah, but so we have short term. We have to wait and see. I go to Australia for holidays in July, April, May, July. So I have to decide if I come back to UAE or we just try to stay there.
Wow.
That's
all
nice.
Right, nice.
That's
okay,
nice.
So we've got 4 minutes.
Last question, Andrea. Before you wrap up, Andrea, that's our second interview. Is there something that we haven't asked you and you were prepared already to answer and you want to talk about your job, about futsal, about life, about everything? Is there something that we haven't asked you and you would like to talk about? Enjoy. The time is yours.
Well, no, I think it would be more. I'll be more interested to know about futsal in Canada next time. Honestly, how I can help you guys to grow futsal there and to impact more kids and starting a futsal league. I don't know, start futsal clinics, everything you guys need. That I'll be more interested in that for the next time.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Let's talk.
No, that's good. Okay, so we still have 3 minutes left. So my final question would be, where do you think futsal's going with COVID? Because you are seeing it from a very unique perspective, and you must be keeping up with what's going on with futsal around the world. So what's your thoughts on futsal in the pandemic?
I think futsal impacts every business, but it's starting to bounce back already.
Yeah.
We saw some players, good players in the under-20s moving to UAE. So players that wanted to become a professional player in Brazil, they decided to take this offer coming here. And I think the clubs and the players will adjust to the reality. Like I don't think futsal will die or anything like this. I think futsal bounce back, no problem. We just might take a little while, like everything right now. I see it very positively.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's really good because I would say that we've definitely, like, right now, if we wanted to in Canada and BC, we can't rent a gym, so it's really difficult for indoor sports in particular. And I guess we're a little tighter than you are because we can't even do contact, so we can't play games. It's all about drills. So
hopefully soon. Hopefully.
I know.
Yeah, hopefully when things go back to normal.
I know, right? Hopefully, we'll have to see, right? So, all right, well, come on, okay, so you know what? I'm going to end on my icebreaker question. The final question is going to be my icebreaker. Yeah.
Seriously.
So and it's totally not futsal related. If there was a zombie apocalypse, what is the last meal you would eat?
The last meal?
Yeah.
I'll go with Alvaro's answer, Brazilian barbecue. Huh?
Oh.
Probably Alvaro's answer as well.
For
Hopefully,
sure.
if he's not vegetarian.
Is
Me?
he
No,
vegetarian?
I am vegetarian. I eat everything that
Oh
eats
my God.
vegetables and fruits and all that stuff.
Nowadays, we have to be
I have
careful with
no
these
problem.
things. So
I know. Nowadays we need to, but no problem. I have no problems on my, nutrition. I eat everything. But I would go with you. The barbecue. If we don't if we do a fire, it's a zombie apocalypse, we do a fire, probably the zombies will see that thing and we are,
Yeah,
have
you're
a
kind of dead.
time. But anyways,
That's
that's another part of the answer in the question here. That's why I don't like the icebreaker questions.
I know you
And
don't
she
like the
was
icebreaker
slow
question.
today. She was nice with you today.
Yeah, it was easy. It was easy.
And for you, Andrea.
Roast beef. I'm
Sorry?
a carnivore.
roast beef.
Roast beef. It's kind of like Brazilian barbecue, actually. It's like, yeah.
Okay, Andrea.
Yeah.
Okay. Time to finish.
You
Time
have
to finish because we've got down to
you
roast
have the
beef.
final word in this program.
The
so I'm
final
not
word
gonna
was
argue with
it was
you.
roast beef, man. It was roast beef. Okay, but thank you, Andre. Thank you so much for taking the time today. And sharing your knowledge and your thoughts on what futsal is like and the experiences that you had. And I have to say, I think overall, it's a very unique experience for you, and kudos to you for taking it and getting the results that you're getting. I think it's amazing.
Thanks for having me. And it's always good to talk to you. Passionate people about futsal like you guys.
Yeah, thank you, Andrea. Thank you very much.
See ya.
Thank you.